What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is a config created by a subscriber, Barker, and it is absolutely fantastic. You can already see the pipes sticking out the hood. That is the actual exhaust exit right there, and this looks fantastic. Before we fully jump in, let's get a look at that engine, because there's a lot of custom pipe work coming in down. It takes in the intercooler at the front there, goes back out, up round the side, and back into the intake on there, looking absolutely wild. We've also got a little bonus pipe in there with it. We'll have an air filter on the end for a separate air intake. So you've got the exhaust going into the turbos, and air intake going into the turbos, then down through the intercooler, back up and into the intake on the engine to be chased back round again for the extra turbo power. Then with the exhaust coming out through that hood in there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. He did also make a little cutout livery that is available just for the cutout of the pipes. I took that livery and I've added it to another livery, so we're going to be playing with that one a little bit later on. But this is absolutely wild. It's called Lucky's Turbo. As I said, it was by a subscriber called Barker, and I will put the link in the description below because it is available on the Steam Workshop, and I'm led to believe should be a lot of fun on the drag strip. We got ours from the auction house as usual, and it's in okay condition. It's neither here nor there. It's not too bad. It's not too good. So we'll deal with that one as we come across it. Did we get a good deal for it, though? Absolutely not. Not even close. 55,551 is what I paid, and I could sell it currently for 44,867, losing out on 10,684. If we win on the drag strip, we'll mitigate all of that loss straight away. But if we don't, that could become a bit of an issue. Hopefully, we'll be able to sell this one on for a nice bit of profit at the end. We're not sort of sure what sort of times we're going to get from this one, but it should be a lot of fun nonetheless. We've got a string competition to go up against it. Lots of 8 seconds, a few 9 seconds, a 10, a 13, a 14, and a 20 on the board as it stands at the moment. So where is Lucky's Turbo going to end up on our speeder board? Let me know in the comments below where you think it will get, and then by the end of today's video we will definitely figure that one out. One more bit of housekeeping while we're here. Back into the main room, we're going to go into photo mode. We're just going to go up into the air. Thank you to everybody that voted for the Dodge Charger SRT Black Badge Edition, giving it a score out of 10, coming out with a 9.85 out of 10 overall from 5 votes. So thank you very much. Putting it in the top spot. It does look absolutely beautiful. I do love that Charger, with the twin turbo Moriana Bizzarini in second place, the Salem GW500 Sound System Meltdown Edition in third, with the Salem Spectre VM Custom Fastback in fourth. They're all the cars that are outside, so we'll see them a little bit later on as well. But back to today's beautiful video. I am looking forward to this beast. We never actually saw what engine was in it, did we? So let's go to that. It is the i6 double overhead cam BU2 turbo engine, pumping out 1,015 horsepower from the factory. This is already wild. By the time we throw loads of performance parts on this, it could be a little bit too insane to be that good on the drag strip, but we will certainly find out a little bit later on. But that's enough for this introduction. Let's get in. Let's get the Sakura Supa over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the Super, let's get it all clean. We can already see there's plenty of purple going on under there. Will we have any other colours on some of the other panels as we go through getting all this dust and grime off? What have we got? Mostly purple with a black fender, just for good measure. A lovely little black fender. I am quite liking this purple and gold. Maybe that's a colour theme we can stick with. These gold rims do fit it really well, even if they aren't designed for turning. But it is a drag strip build, so that does make a lot of sense. We shall see later on. I haven't decided on the colours yet. Only the livery I'm going to use. So let's get that interior cleaned. Get this beast back onto the lifter. Start tearing all of that engine bay down. Get ready to make this an awesome quarter-of-a-mile drag machine. The Super's in the air. Let's check for that oil pan. There is an oil pan. That is a big old oil pan as well. So we definitely need to get that all drained out. Over we go with the oil drain. And let's get you all out of there. Nice and clean, and quite a bit of it. This could be quite a fun car. Well looked after. Let's get on and see what we need to take out. All right, well, it isn't four-wheel drive. That is a very easy one to deduce. Obviously, there is a little bit of clipping here with that engine being, well, the whole car being as low to the ground as it is, and that engine being just as low. I believe there's probably nothing Barker could have done about that. Bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Let's get on, though. Let's get started. Out with that starter. Nice and easy. The first piece. Out you come. And then we'll move in and grab this drive shaft. Now, obviously, there's no exhaust running through the middle of this car because it pops out in the hood. And I think that's going to be absolutely fantastic when this build is finished. Or if we stick with the like purple and gold theme and the gold tips of the exhaust coming out the hood, is that going to look pretty epic? I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Should we go for a purple and gold on this build? I think it's going to look fantastic. Are we going to need to take any of this out before we take the engine out? Or is it just going to leave some floating pipes? There is only one way to find out. Let's leave all of that in and let's try and get that engine out of there without taking any of the pipe work out. Nice and simple test to figure out. Let's get back over. Let's open that hood and see if we can pull it out. We can indeed. Nice and easy. That is what we like. But now we do have some floating pipe work. But now it gives you a chance to actually see all of the pipe work in here. If I just go into the engine bay, you can see all of them loose pipes, where they all go, where they all lead, what they're all connected to. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'll get all of this stripped out in a minute. Don't you worry. And we'll get it all popped back in a little bit later on. But for the time being, let's see what we got going on inside the engine bay. Obviously, an intercooler and all of that pipe work. We got the LS3 radiator available from the TKAftermarket mod. Power steering reservoir, wishy-washy reservoir. A separate air filter in here. Not sure why that one's in there, but it is nonetheless. We shouldn't really need that one, but it's cool. Then we got our fuse box, brake servo, our ECU tucked in there with our ABS pumper module and a coolant reservoir tucked around the side there with a cheeky little battery and the fuel tank and fuel pump down the back. But it does kind of look like everything's there. The only thing I've taken out, obviously, is that engine. The suspension all looks relatively complete in there as well. You can see all of the bushings, inner and outer tie rods, things like that. That's all looking good. The wheels are all on. It's always a good sign anyway. So to me, that looks like it's all there. But now we need to get on and drain these liquids so we can get the rest of this removed. Nice and simple. Right click, additional tools, drain tool, and then click and hold on the container that contains the liquid, and it'll drain it all out. Just like that. Nice and simple. We're going to get the rest of this all stripped out. And then when we come back, it'll be time to sort out this beautiful Supa's bodywork along with a couple of bonus parts. That's everything mechanical, repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back into the beautiful Supa and then onto the drag strip. But before we do that, we need to sort out all this bodywork and get a lovely fresh coat of paint on here. So let's start stripping all of this down, out with the headlights. We will be putting this back together exactly as it came apart. Maybe change the headlights and taillights, we shall see. And maybe a little bit of the interior, mostly just because I'm not a fan of these big chunky square seats. We'll probably be swapping them out. But anyway, out with that body window, rear bumper, tail lights and trunk out of there. Nice and easy. Body window, door window and mirror all in one. Is it side skirts? No. I think that might be everything for the bodywork. So let's get in and rip that interior out of there. Out you come. Nice and easy, and out with that steering wheel as well. We're going to sort the interior out a little bit later on. But before we do that, let's jump in. I've already bought some interior and take a look at the bodywork shop for the Supa. That's all your basic parts, nice and simple. Everything's just a like for like, no multiple parts for multiple places. But we do have some bonus parts in the body tuning shop for the Supa. There you go. You got a different front bumper, a different rear bumper, headlights and tail lights, along with a different hood and a different trunk. I think on this build today, we're using the alternative lights and the alternative front bumper. The rest of it is just pretty stock. I believe so, but we need to get on and find out. To do that, we need to get this beautiful body back together. So I'm going to repair what I can repair, buy what we need to buy, and then we can get this Supa into the paint shop. That's everything repaired that we've got to repair, ready to go back on, and I've bought all the windows. We just need to figure out which parts we are missing. So on with the front fender there, on with that hood. As I said, it's just a basic hood. This metallic finish purple does look really nice, actually. Maybe that's what we'll stick with. One black fender on the other side. At least we know what purple and black will look like. Front bumper, I don't think we had that. So, no, we're going to need to get a new one of them. We're obviously going to need to get new headlights as well. Windshield in you go. Door on you go. Nice purple door. And then we've got that rear window, the front window, and then side mirror. No, didn't quite have the side mirror. We need to do the welding again. I haven't forgot to do the welding, so we'll remember to do that in a moment. Trunk on you go, not the alternative one with the big spoiler, just the normal one on there. And we didn't manage to repair the rear bumper. Gonna need them rear tail lights. And then window, and did we manage to get this other door? We did as well, and I should have the window, and I did manage to get one mirror, so that should be that one there. Nice and simple. Before we buy the rest of the parts, let's just have a cheeky little look at this. The frame's at 24%. I bought the car for 55,551. What do we reckon it's going to cost to sort this frame out today? I'm going to say 750. I don't think it's going to be high. 1,600. I was way off on that. But let's jump into the body shop and start buying the bits we need. Bumpers from the alternative. Headlights are from the alternative. Mirror, we definitely need you from the main page. Rear bumper from the main page. And then I believe the tail lights were from the alternative part. So let's get back into the alternative shop. Nice and simple. Front bumper, alternative. And then obviously headlights, and then the 2 tail lights. Then we can get all of this in, get that interior back in, and get this beautiful Super into the paint shop. So let's just get going. Front bumper on you go. That does look pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Headlights, as we said, they are the alternative ones. Slight bit of tint on them, and they just look a little bit better. The mirror that we missed on you go there. And then round to the back, we've got that big old rear bumper and a couple of tail lights to go in there. That's looking fantastic. Let's get the interior done. We do also have a few bonus parts to go on this one as well, so we'll crack on with them in a second. The rear bench is the Super bench, obviously. Now, these front seats, I didn't like the big bulky squareness of them, so I've swapped them out, and we're going for some M4 GTS seats in there. They sit a lot lower. I just think that's going to look like a bit meaner of a stance. But I did keep the same steering wheel with that steering wheel 8. I think that looks quite nice on there. Not going for our VM alternative ones today. But yeah, as you can see, very low in there the seats are. But it is what it is. I think that's how you would cruise around in a car like this, in all honesty. But let's crack on. Let's get some of these bonus parts in. We start at the back here. The lower of the 2 green dots, that one wants to be a spoiler number 4. In you go there. To be like a little diffuser at the back there, little lip. It looks quite good. Good effort on that one from Barker. Spoiler 20 wants to go on the back, where a spoiler should actually be showing up quite big and quite large. And I believe, because these are both trunk pieces, if we open this, it does open the whole lot, yes. One of them things that just happens. But anyway, enough of that. Round to the front for one more bonus part. Wrong button. For one more bonus part for the time being. We'll come to the other one a little bit later. We do have a front lip or front spoiler bonus part on there. Just giving it a bit more wider aero at the front. And I do think that's looking pretty wild. Very impressed with how that turned out. Let's just get this welder put away. Away you go. Check, everything's at 100%. 100%, 100%, 100%. Brilliant. And now we can get this beautiful Super into the paint shop, ready for a fresh coat of paint. Well, I did decide to stick with a purple. I've gone for this metallic purple on this one today. 285 in the hue, 100 in saturation, 75 in brightness on there. I think that's quite a nice looking colour, but we are going to splash a livery on this one. So let's start from the back. So we've got the one workshop livery on there, which is the Fast and Furious one. It does look fantastic. Maybe not in this metallic finish, but never mind. Not what we're going for. If we go back one more, that's the hood cutout that Barker made absolutely brilliantly for this build. But we've taken that one and we've added it in to one of these liveries. The black one, there we go. That is the normal one without the little hood cutout. All we did was add the little hood cutout to this black livery on there. So you've got like the black wrapping around the back, coming down from a center stripe, coming round from underneath, and wrapping the whole bottom of the car. Going to change this front splitter here into black, just so that blends in a little bit better. This rear spoiler splitter, we're going to change to black as well, but I am going to leave this one up here in the purple. I do think that one looks quite nice, and then hopefully this is all going to look good. And I am going to keep the gold rims on it and gold pipework. I think that's going to look absolutely incredible when this one is all finished and said and done, ready to go onto the drag strip. If we just go into our little water droplet, I have also done paint all screws, including rims. We may take the rims off a little bit later in that same body coloured purple, although it probably won't be the same, because once you take the metallic finish off of it, I think it either goes to a solid or a gloss for the bolts. So maybe we should try and make it just so that it's a little bit darker. So if we go to like gloss and just go down to say 60, would that be sort of like the same as a 75? I would say so. So let's go and bring that one down. Just make that a little bit darker. We'll go down all the way to 60. We can always change it later if we're not happy. But let's get that painted. On we go. All looking good, hopefully. There we go. All painted nicely. I'm going to get in and change these parts that I said we were going to change. Maybe try and do something to that interior as well. I'm not sure. We may leave it how it is. We may add some gold into it. Who knows? But I'll give that a bash. I'll see you back in a second. And then it'll be time to get this beautiful Super all back together, ready for the drag strip. That's all those little bits taken care of. We got that front splitter in the metallic black on there, blending in with that livery, looking fantastic. The rear spoiler at the bottom there in a metallic black as well, blending in with the livery, keeping the top one as it was. And then if we open up the interior, we just got a bit of purple on the back of these seats, keeping the chrome work on there because I couldn't make it go gold as well. And then, so because of that, I then added a bit of purple in the center of the steering wheel. And there is a tiny splash of purple on the rear bench there, just on the seatbelt clips on both sides, just to keep it all going. But there we go. That's what we've gone for. The engine bay is very purple, so we've gone for attempted purple bolts on them. Hopefully that's going to be a similar color. Maybe I should have kept it the light color. I don't know. We'll find out in a bit. But I'm going to crack on, get the rest of this all painted. It's going to be black and gold in there, and probably black and gold on the underside as well. Hopefully looking fantastic. But it's time to get this beautiful car all back together and ready to tear up the drag strip. That's everything painted on the beautiful Sakura Supa Lucky's Turbo Edition. Looking pretty wild in that purple black and a little bit of gold accent you can just see under the suspension there. But let's get in and take a look at the engine bay first off. We've got a bit of gold in there and a bit of black. And then if we just jump into that, we can just see the purple on the bolts looking very nice on there. We've also got the Wishy Wishy reservoir that's hidden, a air filter that's also hidden with gold clips on there, and a fuse box also hidden. ECU Type A just there, and the brake servo with a little bit of black on it, along with the power steering reservoir's got a little bit of black on it as well. Coolant reservoir over this side, hidden in the box section at the back there, and then we've got a bit of purple and gold on our battery, with the Summit radiator in a beautiful gold, along with that large intercooler as well. And on the back, we've just got a bit of black on the fan housing and then purple fans on there. All looking fantastic. But let's jump down and check out the suspension. Now, the upper and lower arms, they're in a steel black, or whatever color that is called from the Quality of Life mod. Whereas all the other black components, you can see there, they're all in like a metallic black. Looking very nice, with the purple just added in there for good measure, and a lovely few splashes of gold. Looking fantastic. The rear is very similar, mostly in black, steel black on the arms and stuff like that, and then purple on all the bushings and on that spring setup there. I think it's all looking fantastic. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. But now we need to go and build that beautiful i6 engine with the turbos on it. It's on the stand, ready to go. We got the block in the black with gold accents on there. I think that is looking absolutely fantastic. The oil pan is just in a straight up black, and the head is in a black and purple, as you can quite clearly see on there. Some purple accents on the outside and a little bit of purple casing. On the inside, we've got 6 spark plugs and 6 ignition coils running down through the middle, 2 camshafts, and then 7 camshaft caps per camshaft, so 14 camshaft caps in total to finish that one off. With 2 cam gears on the end. I have used TKAftermarket ones. They do work on this engine. But now let's crack on and get the rest of this all sorted, starting with this water pump, which is in purple and a gold, looking very, very nice again. Then bolts will go gold once it's in the car. The alternator just in a purple on this side for a little splash of that, and the power steering pump on this side just in a black. It looked weird in the purple because you don't get any alternative color with it or anything like that, so we just decided to black it out. We've also got a blacked out serpentine belt on there, and obviously we get the covers on in a second. But the water pump pulley in a black, and the idle roller just in there in a cheeky little purple. Now we get all the covers on. These covers are just in that metallic black. Again, the purple bolts when they go on the outside should really just add a little bit to this one and finish it off once it's inside the engine. Other idle roller in a purple, and then the crankshaft pulley, that is in a bright gold on there, looking absolutely beautiful. Let's get the belt on you go. We'll get this air filter on while we're here, which is just in a metallic-y purple. And the belt tensioner is in a gold, with the fan on the front just in a lovely purple. Just again, adding a splash more colour to what is mostly a black engine as it stands at the moment. There will be more colours coming on, so let's crack on with that. Starting with these 2 head covers, you've got one either side, and I've done them both in a beautiful purple. And there is a theory behind this. We've got a centre stripe in the centre of the car in a black with purple running down either side that obviously expands out at the front. So then we did this coil cover in a black, so you still get that purple into black, same as you've got on the livery on there. Again, I think it looks absolutely fantastic, but I did come up with the idea, so it kind of makes sense that I would enjoy it. Fuel filter on here, just on a cheeky little black, and then our wonderful intake manifold in a full gold on there. Absolutely beautiful, with a little splash of purple. You can just about see it on this little clip just here. Tiny little splashes of purple here and there, nothing over the top. Down inside here, we've got a fuel rail in Yugo, which is in a purple, and a little bit of gold just on the undersides in there is gold. Mostly just the purple that you can see. On with the throttle that is a black and gold, keeping up with that theme. I think it is looking beautiful. All the pipe work for that turbo and stuff is all going to be in gold as well. It should look fantastic when we get it all in. Exhaust manifold in there in the gold, all bolted up and ready to go. Just one more piece left to go on this one, I believe, and that is the turbocharger on Yugo there. Already looking quite good in its chrome, red and black, but we've gone for purple and a gold on there, and I think it looks beautiful. What a lovely color combination that is. But that's that i6 all built and ready to go. Now we just need to get it dropped into the car and see how good it looks inside that engine bay. That's the engine crane over. Let's get that i6 dropped into that engine bay, get all that pipe work sorted out, and see how good this beast looks in there. I mean, it already looks good from there, but the black, mostly you can just see the black and gold from there, but I think that looks fantastic. And then as we come on in, you can see a few more hints of that body-coloured purple, obviously, because the engine bay is a very sort of matte/solid purple on there. But how good did we do matching the bolt colour? That's actually really not that bad. Quite well, I think I've done on there. Very pleased with myself for that one, but it is what it is. I didn't mean to come out of there. We want to stay in there because we now need to get all of our piping done. We're going to start with this little pipe up here. This one in here is for our air filter, which we'll pop on in just a moment. Then we'll get our exhaust exits in. So we've got a 180-degree pipe there and a 90-degree pipe short just in there to merge the two together. And then at the top, we've got a pipe straight medium and then a pipe 90 short in there. That's coming out the top of the hood. That's our exhaust exit. Now we'll carry on down through, getting all this piping in, going into that intake at the front there. On we go, sorry, intercooler at the front there. Down we go, and then one more piece to go in on this side, connecting it all up. And then we need to come out the other side and get it all connected in to the intake. That's the right way around. As we come up here, get it all in. On you go, on you go. In you go, and the last piece just there. Finishing that one off, connecting all of that system up. Absolutely beautiful work by Barker. Loving that one. I do think it looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very impressed. But we still need to get it up in the air, because although we haven't got the exhaust to do, because that's now there, we'll see that fully in a moment. We do have a gearbox and drive shaft to get in, so let's crack on with that. Up we go to the gearbox. In you go in black and gold with the purple bolts on there. Looking fantastic. Gold on the gearbox's own oil pan, and some gold little bolts on there as well. And then if we come across to our drive shaft, I did want to do this completely black and gold, but I couldn't do it without getting rid of that carbon fibre. So we've just left the carbon fibre bit in the middle. It is what it is. Not quite what I was fully after, but it still looks pretty good. And that is it, apart from the rims now. So let's get it back down on the ground. Let's get these windows all tinted, ready to get this beautiful car all finished off in just a moment. We're going to close this hood, though, and we're going to see that exhaust coming out, that cutout, just where the little markers are. Absolutely beautiful. Loving that work. It does look absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to get the windows tinted, so let's go and grab our tinty. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me, because I realise that must be a little bit boring for you. So I'm going to get that done, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Well, that's the window tint we've gone for on this one, and from the inside, it's looking pretty good. That is an 80% or 80 on the scale, whatever you want to call it. But 80 for the front windshield or windows and side windows. Then 100s for the backs. We also got 100 on the trunk piece to get this light here blacked out. And 1% or just 1 on the rear tail lights, just to sort of take the colour out of them, most of the red out of there just a little bit. Just making that black end look a little bit sleeker, in my opinion. Didn't do anything to the headlights, or there is a front bumper option, but that didn't change anything anyway. But there we go. That's it. Pretty much finished. We just need to pick some wheels for this beautiful Sakura Supa and then get it outside in the sun. So let's go and pick some wheels. I'll be back in a second. We'll get them painted and we'll get them on the car. We've gone for the rims 218 today. A very sort of modern-ish sort of style. But let's get on. We want, I think, the black in there, and then I do think we want to do black and the gold. So let's get over to the gold and see what options we've got. No, no thank you. That's to no. We've got mixed ones. Black on the outside, gold on the inside, and then the bolts will be purple. Or, oh, that looks good. I'm hoping the gold's going to go purple when we put it on the gold. Yeah, the gold is going to go purple on the bolts when we put it on the car. I do kind of want to keep the purple bolts. But the gold rim on the outside with the black in the center is a nice looking rim. I think that's what we're going to go for. So let's get that painted. Let's get them assembled onto the wheels and get these 4 beautiful beasts onto the car and see what she looks like. Just balancing this last rim now, and then we can get these wheels onto the car and ready to go outside in the sun before we get this dynoed and then onto the drag strip. As I said, it is rim at 218. For the rears, we've gone for a 325 width with a 20 profile and a 20-inch rim at the back, obviously in that beautiful black and gold with its purple bolts. Looking very, very nice on there, liking that. We jump up to the front. This one is changed ever so slightly from the actual config files that it wants. I've gone for a 19-inch rim with a 25 profile, 235 width, and an ET of 20 on there. Now, I've changed a couple of bits for this config. I'll just very quickly talk about them. I haven't changed anything very serious. All I did was I've brought the ride height up just a little bit because that part of the front bumper was clipping through the floor, and I don't like it when that happens. So I brought the ride height up a little bit, but that also meant that the wheels no longer needed to be sat so far back into the arch. So I brought them back up sort of flush with the edge of the vehicle, which is why we've got ET of 20 on there to finish it off. But there we go. That is the finished Sakura Supa. Let's get it back down on the ground. We do have one more piece left to go in this beautiful engine bay that I've left until the very end. We get you opened up. Go to our bonus. Nope, not that. I want to go to bonus parts. Wrong button. In we go to bonus parts. The very last bonus part on here is our high flow air filter. On you go in the purple and black, just adding a splash to that and obviously making it an actual fitted flowing air filter and turbo on there. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Excellent work by Barker once again. Link in the description below if you want to grab this config for yourself. As I said, I have edited it ever so slightly, bringing the ride height up and then wheels out just ever so slightly. But there she is, all finished. Let's get her outside in the sun and then let's get her on the dyno. Normally at this point, we'd be putting some license plates on this beast, but this is a drag car and it certainly doesn't need any license plates. Just so you can see the config, front or rear, doesn't need any plates for this one. But it is absolutely beautiful, especially outside in the sun. The way that purple changes across that bodywork in the sunlight, I think it is absolutely beautiful. And the gold and black on the rims really finish this one off, in my opinion, especially with all that gold pipework inside that engine bay. Looking beautiful. But let's get inside and see what that turbo i6 sounds like in the Sakura Supa. Very spaceship-like tick over there. I'm a fan of that one. I do like it. But let's give it some gas. Oh, that is sounding pretty mean at the top end. And then with that turbo whistle on top as well. Sounding absolutely beautiful. Loving that one as it slowly ticks back down to just the normal tick over to idle. Sounded beautiful. Well, let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be, and then it's onto the drag strip. Let's get this beast dynoed then. A Lucky's turbo with the i6 turbo engine pumping out 1,015 factory horsepower, so it was already high. How much have we increased it by today with all our performance parts and our tuning? Let's take a look. A gain of 865 horsepower. Not going to lie, was expecting a little bit more than that, but 86%, almost a whole new engine. Still pretty good. And then a total horsepower of 1,880 from the Sakura Supa Lucky's Turbo, putting it in the drag rating class of A, 999. At the top end of the class, you can't get any better than that. But we need to get this beast on the drag strip and see what it can do in a drag tournament and where it'll end up in the top 10 speeder board. Will it get into the top 10? We'll have to find out in just a moment. But here's the gearbox tuning for today. This has taken me a little while to figure this one out. I've gone for a 1.75 ratio, 3.69 in first gear for the 130 kilometers an hour, up to 566 kilometers an hour in sixth gear. I'm sure we won't need that. We only run the quarter of a mile drag strip, so we probably won't need either of these two last gears. Maybe not even fourth if we're lucky and we can get some good runs and some good starts. There is a fully tuned Stage 3 ECU on this one as well, giving us 16% additional tuning. And you too yourself can learn how to do that with the link in this top right-hand corner for my shorts video on how to easily tune the ECU every time without fail. It's also linked in the description below, along with the video for the carburetors. That's also in the description below. If you want to go and see how to tune either of them, go and check those videos out. Hopefully it'll make your life a little bit easier when tuning your cars. But now it's on to the drag strip for our Sakura Supa Lucky's Turbo. See if it can win a tournament. Here we are then at the drag strip. Time to pit Lucky's Turbo Supa through its paces in a King of the Sands tournament. Quarter of a mile, nearly pressed on the 1 mile there. And then we're in A class, obviously, with that top end of the rating up there. Let's see who we've got today once we've paid our 1,000 entry fee. Lots of unicorns. I can already see that straight away. So we got 2 unicorns, version 2 versus the version 3 at the top there. Then a Ford Mustang drag and another unicorn. Then we got the VM drag Alenti Calope. That was an epic build from the previous speeder board. RTR unicorn up there. Lots more unicorns. Buckshot is in a unicorn in there as well. Truck Fan, I believe that is in the Barefoot V12. And we've also got French Toast in a version 3 unicorn as well in there for our friends. So let's get on with our first race, though, which is the Sakura Supa Lucky's Turbo versus the Gymkhana 10 Ford Mustang RTR unicorn version 3. We know that they're a beast to beat. We'll be able to beat them in Lucky's Turbo. Let's get in. Let's find out. Two wildly different cars, but they have one thing in common. they both have hood exit exhausts. I don't know if that counts, but in my opinion, that counts. We don't know if we're going to be able to beat this one. There is only one way to find out, though. It is the Unicorn versus Lucky's Turbo. Let's get in. Let's go. Come on, you little beast. Off the line. Let it tick just a little bit and then into second. Into third. Come on, you beautiful little beast. The Unicorn is in front. We're going to fourth, and we have smashed it just about. I say smashed it. That was a very close race, but I like that one. Our first race with an 8.826 to the quarter of a mile. Look at that, 8.877. Only just beating out the beautiful Unicorn on there with a top speed of 287 kilometers an hour, which is definitely very impressive. But we made it through the first round. That's always exciting. Let's get into the next round and see who we're up against. Unfortunately, Buckshot didn't make it through to the next round, but French Toast and Truck Fan definitely did in there, facing off against each other. We've got one of our builds up next against the VM Drag Lenticulope. Time to get this Lucky's Turbo, see what it can do, and will we make it to the next round, or hopefully we'll face off against French Toast or Truck Fan. For race number 2, we've got front-engined versus rear-engined, the Lenticulope VM Drag. Such a beautiful looking stance on that car. I think it looks absolutely wild. Very, very nice on the Sakura Supa there as well. Absolutely beautiful stance for both of them. But only one of them can take the victory in this race. So let's get in. Let's go. Come on, you beautiful Supa. Let's do this. Little tick before we nip into second. God, that Calope is fast. Into third. Can we fly past it? I think we can. Just about. And then across the line. This Sakura Supa is absolutely wild with an 8.819 quarter of a mile this time. Just about beating out our first run by very, very minimal margins and 288 kilometers an hour. So it was also a tiny little bit faster, but we definitely beat the Lenticulope. Not by that much of a big time, but the speed-wise, there was a hell of a difference there. We're always happy to see that. Race number 2 is done. We're through to the next round. Will it be Truck Fan? Will it be French Toast? We're into the semi-finals, and we've got French Toast in the RTR Unicorn version 3, which I do believe is actually the one we beat earlier, but I'm not 100% on that. I think it was the version 3 anyway, but it's nice to be in a race against French Toast. I keep trying to hopefully make it one day so it's going to be a final, but I've got obviously no say over where any of this goes, so I can't make it happen. We just have to hope one day it will. But anyway, French Toast, nice to see you in the semi-final. Is it going to be us or you facing off in the final? It's French Toast versus Virtual Mechanic, and French Toast is running in one of his own liveries, one of my favourite liveries of all time. Very, very beautiful one. Glad to see it in the game, and glad to see you racing in it for a change, French Toast. Normally, you're in the Fiesta, one of your creations that we definitely like to see. We have already beaten one Unicorn. Hopefully, we can beat a second and make it into the final. Sorry, French Toast. Let's go. Off the line. Oh, that was a bit of a delayed start. A little kick into second. We might not win. Into third. I think this Unicorn is just about going to beat us. Oh, is it? Yes, I think that did just about. A bit of a shame. It did. We just about lost out, but that was my bad on the terrible, terrible start. 8.942 to the quarter mile in that run. Still the same top speed, though, at 288 kilometers an hour, so we're happy with that, but almost 0.02 of a second slower because of my bad start. If we would have had either one of our earlier starts on this one, we would have beat it and made it into the final, but we didn't. Congratulations, French Toast. You better go on and win this now. We're going to get back, see who's going to win this tournament, take the Super back to the garage, and see if we can sell it on for a nice bit of profit. Sadly, French Toast knocked us out. Damn you, French Toast. No, I'm happy to see it. Absolutely beautiful. French Toast in the final. It is two Ford Mustang RTR Unicorn version 3s facing off against each other. I hope Ken Block wins. Sadly, we're out. We are going to take 2,250, which will help us mitigate that 10,000 loss we had at the beginning. But let's get on, see who's going to win. It is French Toast. Congratulations, French Toast. Nice to see you winning a tournament. Two of the same cars at the end there. Yours was just slightly better because you are a better driver. But anyway, time to get the Super back to the garage and see if we can sell it on for a nice bit of profit after finding out where it will sit on the speeder board. Where will Lucky's Turbo end up on the speeder board? Second place. Absolutely fantastic. The Sakura Supa Lucky's Turbo made by Barker. Excellent job, Barker. Second place on our top 10 speeder board with 1,880 horsepower, 8.819 seconds to the quarter of a mile. Very close to that Panzos Esperante. 283 kilometers an hour is its top speed, which is 179 miles per hour, rounded up ever so slightly. But there we go. Very happy with that. Sadly, as I said, we've lost the Volkswagen Type 2 double cab pickup off the speederboard now, as we've now had 11 vehicles. But so impressed with that. Second place on the speederboard. Absolutely fantastic. But now let's get back outside and get ready to say goodbye to the Sakura Supa. There she is, all finished and second place on the speederboard. Not too shabby at all, with an 8.819 seconds to the quarter of a mile. Absolutely fantastic. And again, coming in second. Beautiful work by Barker. Link in the description below. But let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car for $55,551 at the very beginning of the episode, and we could have sold it then and lost out on $10,684. But we didn't do that. We spent a further $79,069 upgrading, tuning, and modifying and painting this beast, putting our total spend at $134,620 for this beautiful, beautiful drag racing beast. It is an absolute legend. But can we make some money? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, Lucky's Turbo by Barker. All 100% finished. Absolutely fantastic. And the colour change wasn't that much difference, if we're being truly honest. Very slight colour difference change there. The i6 turbo engine from 1,015 horsepower to 1,880, a gain of 86%. Absolutely fantastic on that one there. But the real question is, we spent 134,620 to get here. Can we make some money? Yes, yes we can. With a sale of 208,332, leaves us with 73,712 profit from this beautiful, beautiful car. It is absolutely fantastic. One more time, well done to Barker. Give some shout outs to him in the comments below. And go and grab this config for yourself. Links in the description. It is absolutely worth it. A lot of fun, and it is definitely a drag racing beast. I've loved it. But it is time to say goodbye. Off you go. As we saw at the beginning, the Dodge Charger is now in the top spot for our show car board, with the twin-turbo Marani Bizzarani in second place, the Salem GW500 sound system meltdown in third, and the Salem Spectre Fastback in fourth. Looking absolutely wild. What a good lineup of cars that is. That's my top 4 custom builds. But what have we got coming up next? Well, next up, we're going back to a mod that we have done before, but it's recently been updated by Payne. This is the Volvo 240, and we've gone for the coupe lowered version. It's got very much a Euro style look on this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to get stuck into it. I'm not sure what sort of colour we should do it though, so let me know in the comments below what colours you think we should go for this Euro style looking Volvo. It is very slammed down. It looks absolutely incredible. The engine in it is the V8 single overhead cam FME engine at the moment, but we can pit anything in it. So again, while you're in the comments, let me know which engine you would like to pit. And if no one pits any engines, I think I'll pit in the Hemi Hellcat in this lovely little Volvo. Did we get a good deal for it? No, but not by that much. I bought it for $3,684 and can sell it for $2,907, losing out on $777. I cannot wait to get stuck into this build. It is going to be absolutely wild. Hopefully it's going to look insane, and I hope you guys are all going to enjoy it. This is what we're going to be working on Monday. So make sure you join us back here on Monday for this lovely Euro style slammed Volvo 240. What did you think of our Sakura Supa today? Lucky's Turbo by Barker. Let me know in the comments below, or leave a cheeky little like if you did enjoy it. Make sure you are subscribed, and if you really want to help support me, click that join button below and become a member of the VM Garage Club, where I share all my custom configs and liveries for you to enjoy. We also have a Discord, which is where you get all of them configs and liveries, where you can just come and chat with us. There's a few modders in there as well. We just have a little bit of laugh, talk about some builds, and sometimes I'll ask for some help, normally with rims and rim choices. But there we go. Thank you very much to the current channel members on screen. You're all absolutely legends, and if you do want to help support me, just click that join button below for £2.99 a month. But if you can't afford it, I get it. Just continue supporting me the way you do, watching the content I create, maybe even sharing it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day wherever it is you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.